Yes, yes. What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Network coming at you with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast, baby. All right, just check the audio real quick. Everything is popping. Took off last week, man. Life got in the way. You know how it is for the average Joe. You know, you gotta sometimes lives get in the way, family things. Big month for us. October is full of fall events for the family, Halloween events. You know what I'm saying? That kind of good stuff where we take the family. You know, my kids are getting older. I got a 12 and an 8-year-old, and some of those things are going to start to fizzle down as they get older. So the good thing about my daughter, who still loves accompanying her little brother to all these things, and they kind of dress up together, kind of to make them feel bad. So shout out to my daughter, my oldest man, for being a trooper and a good sibling to just tag along, as even though she's getting older, about to hit 13 in a couple of months. But she does it for her little baby bro. You know what I mean? But we are back at it like a bad habit, man. And we had some crazy ass week, man. Brother. Why can we Giants fan not have nice things, right? Cam SKATEBOO, the dislocated ankle that shocked the internet. That looked a lot worse than it was, though, man. I thought he was going to have broken stuff all over the place. But listen, he was taken to the hospital yesterday, surgery. I know today he tweeted out something cool that, he's ready to go. He's got to get better and come back stronger than ever. Saquon said a little piece because, Saquon has been there. He said that the Giants have one of the best best doctors, right, and best staff out there. And he should be back stronger and better than ever. But, man, as Giants fans, we are cursed. We are freaking cursed. Again, I don't want to sound repetitive, right? But this is what I keep saying, guys. I think there's too many signs out there, right? There's too many signs for change in this Giants team. All right. And what I mean by change, boot the hell out of Dable and Schoen, right? That's it. I think we've seen enough signs that everything points the right way. First sign of the year, Daniel Jones is bowling the F out somewhere else. And by the way, that team has the best record of the NFL. I know it's only like 8 weeks in, but give credit where credit is due. They're beating opponents. I know it's a soft schedule, but guess what? He wasn't doing this with the Giants. Then we have a little bit of winning, games that we should have won, bad coaching decisions, penalties, stuff like that, not being prepared. Last week against the Broncos, I wasn't hoping. I was not very hopeful that we were going to beat the Eagles this week. After the Eagles came back from that loss, really played a tough Vikings team, then came us and came out of the gate, especially with Saquon. I didn't think we were going to win. But then I wasn't expecting either for SKATEBOO to have a season-ending freaking injury. I mean, I thought he would have a couple of concussions before that, but all of a sudden, this guy's out for the freaking year. Dislocated ankle. However, hey, it is what it is. Giants cannot have nice things, bro. Giants fans cannot have nice things. It is what it is. That's just the way life is. Let me pull up the Rumble chat here. There we go. That's just the way it is for us Giants fans, right? But it's a sign. Clean house. All coaching staff, the entire coaching staff, and Joe Schoen. I am blaming injuries, everything on the coaching staff. It is a freaking sign, people, is a no-man. Let's get over with. As far as the game, we knew that Philadelphia was going to come out here and punch you in the mouth. Jalen threw for 4 touchdowns. Saquon, 14 carries, 150. I think he pulled something, so he's going to be, I don't know. He's questionable for next week. And he had a touchdown. You knew he was going to have a Saquon breakout game. He couldn't just stop not having a game. So even without A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, another nice game, 84 yards. They just were a better team, Jahan Dotson caught a touchdown. On tight end day, Dallas Goedert fucking made the Giants their bitch with 2 touchdowns. And Saquon Barkley fucking caught another touchdown. So it is what it is, man. SKATEBOO's out for the year. This is a guy that helped the offense. And, without Malik Neighbors, this is just kind of what you're going to look at. It. This is a 2-6 team. This is what a 2-6 team looks like. Bright spot is Jackson Dart. Again, I was against him starting. Maybe this is the time that I probably would have bring him in. But you do have 2 wins because of him. So it is time to, the kid's a gamer. He's a difference maker. 14 for 24, not a lot of yards over the air, but, he threw for a touchdown, ran for another one. He's just one of those guys. He's a gamer. He's a difference maker. He's a playmaker. And you got to kind of acknowledge that about Jackson Dart. This team sucks. The team fucking sucks. We don't have any receivers. All right, we're probably not going to make a trade for any receivers. After the quarterback, our best offensive weapon was Cam SKATEBOO because he could catch it. All right, he could also run it. You know, he even caught a receiving touchdown. Okay, Cam SKATEBOO had a receiving touchdown before he left the game, an 18-yard TD. Again, our best offensive weapon was Malik Neighbors, out for the year. Our second best offensive weapon, Cam SKATEBOO, that little pitbull, out for the season. God, I don't want to jinx anybody, but I hope Jackson Dart doesn't end up in the shelf as well. Just a bad week after, you know, Table got signed $200K. SKATEBOO got signed some, got fined some money for going into the blue tent. Shoot, man. Well, money well spent. But prayers up for Cam SKATEBOO, bro. He is a fucking pitbull. This dude was having a hell of a rookie season, and I hope he comes back better than ever, and he will. He's a good kid. All right, you know, he's a God-fearing kid. So I think he's gonna be back all right. And you know what I'm saying? When you got the Lord behind you, brother, good things happen to those who follow. And then I think Cam SKATEBOO is one of those people, along with Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart looked like he was horrified, dude. Horrified when that happened. It was kind of a crappy ass throw, dude. I don't know why. I know Cammy is a guy that's tough, right? I know there was arguing that I'm going to get a hip drop tackle, whatever. I mean, dude, why is SKATEBOO going down the middle like that? I know it's kind of a freak accident as well, but this dude is running a receiver route. He's like 5'8" or 5'9" or 5'11", jumping up in the air like that between defenders to try to catch a football. He's a freaking running back, man. He should be closer to the ground. However, man, you know what I'm saying? Spill milk. I don't care. He's out for the season. We're gonna miss him. Prayers up for him for a speedy recovery, bro. The guy is just a battler. He is a freaking warrior. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All right, let's see what we got next. Let's go back. Let me see what other. Oh, yep. Oh, man. Listen. Someone, please. Someone call the cops. I need investigations right now. All right. I need to investigate the Atlanta Falcons. You know why I need to investigate the damn Atlanta Falcons? Because, bro, there's no way in hell that a team who has gotten their ass handed to them by the running game. Every single team that has played Miami, every running back has destroyed Miami in every part of the game. Okay, it's BS, dude. It's bullshit. I cannot believe the Dolphins slapped 34-10, destroyed a Falcons team that's pretty decent. I know, you know, but hold on a second. I'm digressing right now. Freaking digressing. London, late scratch. Michael Penix, late scratch. Like Friday or Saturday. Crazy. Here comes the Dolphins, who the only team they have beaten have been the winless Jets up to that point. 4 touchdowns, 20 for 26. Devon A-Chain, 67 yards to the ground. Another 24, caught a touchdown. Ollie Gordon caught a touchdown himself, ran for 46. It was a balanced attack, 141 rushing yards. I think they got something here. Waddle, 99 yards and a touchdown. Malik Washington, a touchdown. He was spreading the ball Tua style, man. But the Falcons have a better defense than this. And Kirk Cochains, man. Whew, man, talk about the highest paid backup in the history of this game is Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cochain. And he did not look nowhere near like the old Kirk Cousins. But how does one of the best running backs and overall running teams in the NFL, because the Falcons are probably the top running team in the NFL with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. These two dudes are not scrubs. They are a really good team. They're really good running backs. Tyler Algier can be a starting running back in any other team. All right. Let's not get that twisted. It is true. Tyler Algier, who scored a touchdown, but the fact that Tyler only had 4 rushing yards and 4 attempts. All right. Bijan, 9 carries, 25, also had a fumble. These are not Bijan numbers. NFL. Or hold on. Cash Patel. Go investigate the Atlanta Falcons. Something shady happened here. Based on everything that broke this week with the gambling rings. I don't know, man. There was some heavy action in Vegas here. Vegas knew something we did not know, or the mob did. One of the two. Somebody investigate the Atlanta Falcons because they were fugazi. There was a fugazi team that showed up against the crappy-ass Dolphins. And you know why I said investigate them? Because everybody and their mother has ran all over the Dolphins all year long. Rico Dowdle, every running back that had faced the Dolphins has made that run defense their bitch. And here comes one of the best running backs in the league and one of the teams the best running attacks, and they disappear. Something is not right. Something smells rotten in Denmark, man. And I don't want to be that dude. That's conspiracy theory, but yo, it's crazy. Something doesn't make any sense. The math ain't mathing, people. I'm telling you, the math ain't mathing right here. But you know what math was mathing this week? That finally, the damn Jets. Holy crap, dude. Comeback win for the Jets. I'm like, what? Finally. I thought this game was like, first of all, the Bengals go out to such a hot start, right? They went out there and they were like, wow, okay, it's going to be another long game for the Jets. The Jets couldn't get any offense. The Bengals were just on fire. And let me get the box scores up over here. They got the first win of the year, by the way. And the Jets put up 23 freaking points in the fourth quarter. All right. It was like a 28 or 29. It was insane. They were up like by 20 points. I mean, let me see here. The Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals were 31 to like, 20 or 16 or something, and going into the fourth quarter. The Jets put up 23 freaking points. Let's give credit where credit is due. Joe Flacco, 223 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns. Chase Brown, finally, second straight dope game, had 100 yards in his previous games, rushed for 73. He's back to that Chase Brown of last year. Had a touchdown, caught another 3 balls for another touchdown. This is the Chase Brown that we all know and that I drafted. I'm finally putting him back in my starting lineup. Off the bench for Chase Brown, fantasy wild. But here it is. Joe Flacco had a monster game. Everything was clicking. Everything was freaking clicking. 12 receptions for Jamar Chase. Higgins caught a touchdowns. I mean, everything was freaking clicking. Samaje Perine ran for a touchdown. Even Joe had a run for a touchdown there. Like you know what I'm saying? Everything was good. Justin Fields was like running around with a chicken with his head cut off. I mean, Breece Hall had a monster game. All right, as you see there on the screen, 18 carries, 133 yards, rushed for 2 TDs, and then threw for another touchdown in a trick play. It was the entire offense was Breece Hall. He threw as many touchdowns as Justin Fields. So the Jets rushed for a whopping 254 yards, dude. Rookie Isaiah Davis doing a great job as the backup RB, all right, in the absence of Allen. They're looking good. Justin's doing what he does best. He rushed the football every time he got in trouble. Without, what's his name, Garrett Wilson, who should come back strong next week. Tyler Johnson, 3 receptions, 64 yards and a touchdown. Mason Taylor had his touchdown as well. I mean, just things at the end clicked, man. But Breece Hall did not give in. Breece Hall is having a good year. As bad as the Jets team is, Breece Hall has a good year. And I'm telling you, this is what the Jets need to do. You want to help Justin Fields out and kind of level off that bad offensive line. Run the damn football. You got a stud in Breece Hall. Now it looks like you have a nice stud in the backup and Isaiah Davis. If Breece Hall cannot handle 25 carries, bro, you could have 30 carries between 2 running backs and make some damage here and create some space, play action. All right, bang up that offensive, help that offensive line, and help Justin Fields, help you win. I mean, Aaron Glenn with his freaking Capri Pants was happy as hell. He went to Lululemon after the game. Our boy went to Lululemon. Aaron Glenn celebrated this win by going to Lululemon after the game and getting himself whatever those stupid ass Capri Pants or I don't know what the hell that is that these him and McNuggets and Mike McDaddy wear. And that shit ain't Menly either. And Aaron Glenn is an old school. It's an OG. He's older than me. I mean, what the hell is he? What is he thinking, dude? But again, he went to Lululemon and celebrated. But shout out to the Jets, man. Won their first game of the season. I think they were the last winless team in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. But the Jets did their thing. Don't hate, baby. Celebrate. The Jets did their thing, bro. So it is what it is. Woo, man, I'm on fire, baby. We got some great takeaways this week, man. The Jets finally get on the effing board, man. All right, what do we got here going on? What else do we got here today? Who stays? Who's hot as hell? These Broncos, bro. These Broncos are on fire. The Broncos have won 5 straight games, just annihilating the cow bitches who have been putting up a shitload of points. But the cow bitches have been getting their asses whooped. Got their asses whooping this past game. Broncos just came and just went home. Went absolutely home on this. Let me see if I could find this game. Yeah, let's find the box score. Monster game by Bo Nix. 4 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins, another 100 rushing yard game. R.J. Harvey had himself 2 touchdowns. This rookie is coming out, man. You can see the flashes here. Him and R.J., man, dangerous. Troy Franklin, 2 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton was nowhere to be found. However, no touchdowns again. He's killing me in fantasy. R.J. Harvey caught another touchdown. So it was one of those things that this offense was moving after last week, after a tough comeback fourth quarter where they dropped 33 points. They just come out firing, guns blazing against a really soft Dallas Cowboys defense and put up 44 points. It was a no contest. No contest, dude. They destroyed the Cowgirls in every way. CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 74. Jalen Tolbert caught himself a nice TD. And that's it. Javonte Davis still having a good season. Scored another couple touchdowns. But they spread that ball around a little bit, and they just couldn't get going, man. CeeDee got locked down, so did George Pickens. At the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to score. But when they face good defense like this, that's when Dak struggles. 188, two freaking picks. The one that threw the touchdown was Joe Milton. Man, he threw a dime out there, bro. He threw a rocket. Man, Bazooka Joe, man, he threw a rocket out there into but it was Jalen Tolbert. I mean, it was a garbage touchdown, but man, he was just like he flinged that like 40 yards, like if it was like it was just a little wrist action, you know what I mean? Like if it was, tossing a freaking Q-tip up there. But shout out, man. Shout out to Joe Milton, who got some action. Bazooka Joe, baby. The Broncos are a problem, dude. The Broncos are definitely a problem. They're going to be a problem in this league this year. They're going to be a problem in the playoffs. It's a team you don't want to play, right? They got good corners. They got really good defense, really good running backs. Right now we know Sutton is the man in that team, but Troy Franklin making an appearance. So is Evan Ingram. It's a tough matchup. It's a really tough matchup. You can't mess around with the Broncos, bro. The Broncos will whip your ass. They'll definitely whip your ass. You know who's whipping somebody's ass who are completely dominated? The Titans. Like nobody's business. I've never seen anybody get owned as bad as the Titans at like the Indianapolis Colts have done. Indianapolis freaking Colts have the best record in the NFL, a 7-1. All right. Daniel Jones is leading the league's best record right now. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, boys and girls. Let that freaking sink in. All right. That's crazy. Nuts. 100% nuts. JT has owned the freaking Titans. JT right now is bidding for offensive player of the year. This dude is probably leading the offensive player of the year category. What he's doing right now is freaking ridiculous. All right. This is just ridiculous right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, let me go. I got to pull. Let me look at the stats, but my man JT versus the Titans in the last 3 games broke a record. Is the only player ever to have 3 games against the same team and has scored more and has scored at least 3 touchdowns. 221 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns. 118 rushing yards, 3 total touchdowns. 174, 3 total touchdowns, baby. Freaking hat trick of football. This dude right now has to be in the conversation. Offensive player of the year. Maybe MVP. Maybe MVP, dude. I mean, up to this point right now in the season, our guy is having a fucking season. Our guy's having a season. Let me tell you something. 168 total touches, a total of a little over 1,000 total yards, and 14 touchdowns. Let's drop that in. MVP conversation. For sure, offensive player of the year conversation, and probably going to win it if he doesn't get hurt. And this team is 7-1. Yeah, they have a soft schedule, but however, there would not be 7-1 if Richardson, was their QB. All right. I mean, at the end of the day, Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes is dead. Passed for 3 touchdowns and 272 yards. We know Jonathan Taylor is a man, no doubt about it. But Alex Pierce gets yards, 69 receiving yards. Tyler Warren, who has been catching a touchdown in the last 3 games, didn't have one, but that's another new added weapon with 53 receptions. Another guy that's clutch. All right. Josh Downs. They have a lot of good weapons. They have a lot of little good weapons, a lot of little shiny toys, right? That just can surround the greatness of Jonathan Taylor and then Indiana Jones just slinging freaking pills out there. All right. They are 7-1. Let that sink in. The Daniel Jones is leading a team that is 7-1. Holy crap. As a Giants fan, we're still like beyond ourselves. And we got Cam SKATEBOO getting hurt out for the season. We cannot have nice things, dude. Never. Even with players that were ours, they freaking bowl out somewhere else. Saquon ball out for us, but he didn't have a season like he had last season, and he almost broke the single season record in rushing yards. Daniel Jones is having like a record-setting season, probably having one of the best records, offensive years as a quarterback in Indianapolis Colts history. And this is a team that had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. And Daniel Jones is probably going to have the best season, still early, out of all those guys. Hall of Famers. Fire Brian Daboll, damn it, now. And Mike Schoen, please, get him out of here. Get him the F out of here. As for the Titans, there's nothing to be said about the Titans. It is what it is. All right? It is what it is. Oh, man, that's I think that's what we got, man. That's what we got here, bro. The Jets made their comeback. Breece Hall had a monster game. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm missing one more. I am missing one more. The Ravens. The Ravens finally, the Ravens get a dub. Thanks to Snoop Huntley and King Henry, who hasn't seen the end zone in quite a while, by the way. But they had a good. Let me see one second. Where is it? Where is that damn box score? I mean, the story of the offense was just Derrick Henry, who scored 2 touchdowns and rushed for 71 yards. And they finally get a dub with Lamar Jackson being out now for this is like the 4th game. He didn't play this week either, so I think he's going to play on Thursday. And they felt that probably they could just wait and give him an extra week's rest and be ready for this week on Thursday. I'm trying to find this box score, but it's probably not going to happen. I don't even know who they played. Whatever, man. Look, it was I can't find the box score. But King Henry, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns. Snoop protected the ball, made some runs, made some throws, threw for a touchdown. They're now 2-6. Let's see what happens when Lamar comes back. And with that being said, look, there's still a possibility for them to actually make some noise and make the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's revisit here, boys and girls. Let's go to the standings. Let's review the standings now after 8 weeks, almost midway through the season. Almost midway through the season. Not exactly midway through the season, but, let's share this instead. Let's take a look. New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills are going to battle with that division, enough said. But the AFC North, after 2 straight losses, the Pittsburgh Steelers are not really trying to win the entire division. Cincinnati at 3-5 with Joe Flacco back there. I think they could be in every game. The Baltimore Ravens at 2-5. Now it's not a complete out of this world scenario that they won't make the playoffs, but they're not out of it. Because if Philadelphia, if it was 5-2 or 6-1 or 6, you know what I'm saying? It'll be a little different. But Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they want to make it interesting. So, Matt, it's not completely out of the way that the Ravens cannot catch fire and catch the Steelers. All right, forget about that. I mean, like I mentioned, Indianapolis, who had a soft schedule, and now it's getting a little tougher. They are running away with the AFC South. Denver Broncos, crazy. This division is going to be tough. You might get 3 playoff teams out of here. The Broncos, the Chargers, and Kansas City, because Kansas City started to play hot, has won 3 straight. So, yeah, forget about the East. They got to destroy that. The Packers right now, 5-2 and 5-1. And Detroit Lions 5-2, another tough division with the Bears at 4-3. Tampa Bay is going to run away with this. They got to win another division. If I could make a bet, that would be the one. Seattle, San Francisco, and the Rams all in it to win it. So this is what we look at right now, man. It's still not wide open, but however, what brings my eye the most is that the Ravens have an opportunity to make the playoffs and win this division because the Steelers have fucking taken a shit and really don't want to win it. They want to get stressed the F out. So, but shout out to the Ravens. I know my boy Jim is like, F that. What do you mean the Ravens? That's it, boys and girls. With that being said, man, again, we took a week off, had some stuff going on. Brought you this week the top storylines and takeaways from the NFL Week 8. Cigars and Sports is on a pause. We were supposed to be on last week. Me and Jim both have some schedule conflicts. Got a lot of things going on in the next 3 weekends as we do our shows every other Saturday. But you know what? I'm going to be out of town. I got a lot of things going on. I'm out of town this weekend with the family, next weekend as well. So we won't be able to do anything on the next episode for Cigars and Sports is going to be November 15th. So we took a nice month off, but we'll be back with the heat. We're probably going to double up some episodes, but we'll be back and giving the people what they want. But in the meantime, your boy will be back every week here on Scripted Sportscast. Check out Jim's latest on the Fan of the Van podcast. He dropped another new one. Definitely went ham on a couple of subjects, a lot of similars to mine. Not going to give it to you guys. I don't want to spoil it for you, but check it out, man. Always fun to listen to my man and my co-host. All right, my other half of Cigars and Sports, Jim, the Fan of the Van. Check out his podcast, man. And with that being said, hey, this is what we got going on. We'll see you next week, y'all. Peace. Yo!